Number 12, Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. Once again, I thought this was a good match. There was a lot of complaints that I've seen from everybody, or not everybody, but majority. The majority consensus on this match from what I've heard in other reviews is that this match is essentially was very slow paced. Hey, we got Papa Gino. What's up, Gino? Thanks for joining the chat. And that being said, as far as this match, the slow pace didn't really bother me because I was just blown away by the athleticism. I have constantly praised Logan Paul. Like I said, I don't follow him in real life and stuff. A lot of my friends are more known about what he does, like, you know, outside the WWE and everything. But when he gets in that ring, as a WWE fan, man, I am impressed. His athleticism was off the charts in this match. AJ Styles really good as all. And I even said, I think this was one of AJ Styles' better WrestleMania matches because I was there at WrestleMania 33 with Shane McMahon, and I was absolutely loving his match with LA Knight last year. And I put this right here. Like, if you had to tell me, pick the 3 best AJ style WrestleMania matches, I would put this one right in there with those 3. The ending with Karrion Kross was something in terms of how they involved him. And there was something that was brought to my attention by a good friend of mine, the man 0001, who attended this show live, and he was also on my other ranking video that stream that I did yesterday. The thing about this one is that it does get very trope heavy, like Logan Paul tropes, where his matches are starting to follow the same formula. You know, his friend comes in with the brass knucks, and you know, he's got to try and find some way to get in there after he puts on this very competitive back and forth match. So they might have to find some way to start adding a little bit more variety, because at this point we all know, yes, Logan Paul is incredibly gifted for his level of experience at doing this, but they might have to start changing it up a little bit. But still, like I said, I actually enjoyed this match, and I probably enjoyed it more than most. But when I look at everything else on the card, I did have to put this in the lower half of it. But I did think the competitiveness of this was, in the back and forth and the athleticism I saw, I thought it was a little bit more for me to get enjoyment compared to the other 2 matches. All right, let's look and see what we got in the chat before we move to the next one. Steve-O says, good match, but not great. Knowing what both men are capable of, expected more. I can totally understand that. Let's see. Gino says, I like Logan, and yep, shouting out Steve-O there. Steve-O says the Cross storyline may have potential if he turns AJ heel and they align and win matches. Maybe a tag goal, it could work. Absolutely, yeah. The stuff that Cross is doing on social media and online, fantastic stuff. Stuff that I think should absolutely be on programming and everything, and they're not doing it. So hopefully, Cross very talented. I was just seeing another video of him and Scarlett. They are a very charismatic couple, and I think you bring that into their characters instead of trying to portray them as like this spooky type couple, and you show they're just their charismaticness, their charisma as a couple. I think it would do huge business for both of them on WWE. So we'll see where that ends up going.